I want to make something really clear before we get into this. There is no such thing as get rich quick. There is no magic. Nobody's going to hand you money for doing nothing. But there is such a thing as get rich smarter. And that is a very different conversation because the business model you pick matters more than how hard you work. That is just a fact. A nurse works harder than most people you will ever meet. So does a construction worker. So does a teacher. None of them are millionaires, and it is not because they are lazy. Warren Buffett said it best. It is not about how hard you row. It is about what boat you are in. So in this video, I'm going to compare every major way to make money online that people in Australia are actually trying right now. I'm going to score each one honestly across 5 different categories, and by the end, you're going to know exactly which boat to get in. Let me set up the 5 categories we are using to compare these. Number 1, startup capital. How much money do you need before you make $1? Number 2, scalability. Can you make more money without doing proportionally more work? Number 3, fulfillment. How hard is it to actually deliver what you sold? Number 4, risk. What happens if it does not work? Number 5, speed to first dollar. How long before you actually see money come in? If a model scores well across all 5, that is the boat. Model 1. Dropshipping. Dropshipping is where everyone starts because it looks simple. You find a product, you list it on a website, someone orders it, a supplier in China ships it directly to them, and you pocket the difference. Sounds easy. Let me tell you what it actually looks like. Startup capital. So before you find a winning product, you're running paid ads for weeks, sometimes months just to test. You're looking at $2,000 to $5,000 minimum before you even know if your product sells. Scalability. Moderate at best. Traditional dropshipping is not a brand. You're chasing trends. A product works for 3 months, dies, and you start again from zero with a new store. Building an actual brand on top of dropshipping is a completely different business with a completely different skill set. Fulfillment. This is where it gets stressful. You have no control. Shipping delays, stock running out, refund disputes, quality issues, and all of that is out of your hands, but it lands on your reputation. Risk. High. You are spending real money to test products that mostly will not work in a market that is more competitive every single year. And if you are in Australia, you are competing with stores that ship from overseas, which means your delivery times are already at a disadvantage. Speed to first dollar, slow. Most people spend 3 to 6 months before they are profitable. Startup capital is high, scalability moderate, fulfillment stressful, risk high, speed to first dollar slow. Verdict, hard model and getting harder. Not where I would tell someone to start in 2026. Model 2, content creation. Content creation is where you build an audience on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram and eventually monetize through ads, sponsorships, or selling your own products. And look, I'm not going to tell you this does not work, because it does. But let me be honest about what it actually takes. Startup capital, low. Camera, microphone, maybe some editing software. You can start for under $500. Scalability, very high once you have an audience. A video you made 2 years ago can still bring in money today. That is real leverage. Fulfillment, the product is the content. You have to keep making it consistently for months before most people see any return. Risk, low financially. But there is a different kind of risk here that nobody talks about. You can spend 12 months building an audience and then a platform changes its algorithm and half your reach disappears overnight. You do not own the audience, the platform does. Speed to first dollar. This is the real problem. Most content creators take 12 to 18 months before they earn anything meaningful, and some never do. Startup capital, low. Scalability, high, eventually. Fulfillment, ongoing. Risk, medium. Speed to first dollar, very slow. Verdict, great long-term play. Terrible if you need income this year. I actually use content creation myself, but it is not how I replace my income. It came after. Model 3, SMMA, social media marketing agency. This is where you sell marketing services to businesses, running the ads, managing their socials, generating leads for them. You charge a monthly retainer and they pay you every month. This is where I started, and I'm going to be straight with you about both sides of it. Startup capital, almost nothing. Laptop and Wi-Fi. That is genuinely all you need to get started. Scalability. Here's the problem. Every new client is more work. You're hiring contractors, managing deliverables, dealing with client calls, reporting. There is a ceiling around $15,000 to $20,000 a month where the complexity starts outweighing the income unless you build a real agency with a real team. Fulfillment. You are responsible for results. If the ads do not work, the client is on the phone with you. You are carrying that every month. Risk, low to start. But client churn is a real problem. A client can cancel with 30 days notice and your income drops overnight. Monthly retainers sound stable until the month they are not. Speed to first dollar. Reasonable if you are good at cold outreach. But cold outreach in 2026 is brutal. Inboxes are full, business owners are burned, and conversion rates have dropped significantly compared to even 3 years ago. Startup capital, very low. Scalability, capped. Fulfillment, high effort. Risk, medium. Speed to first dollar, moderate. Verdict: a solid model that taught me a lot, but the market has matured, the outreach game is harder, and the income is never fully yours because a client can leave at any time. Model 4, freelancing/selling a skill. Freelancing is where you sell a skill directly. Copywriting, design, video editing, web development. You find clients who need it, you do the work, and they pay you. Startup capital, zero. If you have a skill, you have a business. Scalability, almost none. You are trading time for money with a hard cap at the number of hours in a day. There is no version of freelancing where you make $50,000 a month without a team, and the moment you build a real team, you're running an agency. Fulfillment, you are the product. Every project is custom. Every client has opinions. There is no system that saves you here. Risk, low to start. Higher over time because your income is directly tied to your capacity and your clients are not locked in. Speed to first dollar. Fast if you have a skill people will pay for, but the ceiling appears quickly. Startup capital, zero. Scalability, very low. Fulfillment, high effort. Risk, medium long term. Speed to first dollar, fast. Verdict, great way to prove you can make money. Bad long-term plan. The ceiling is built into the model itself. Model 5, AI agency. This is one that I actually run. So I'm going to be more detailed here because I want you to understand exactly why it is different. An AI agency installs AI systems into local businesses, not building apps, not coding, not doing ongoing social media management. You are installing a pre-built system that solves a specific measurable problem for a business and charging an upfront install fee to do it. Let me give you a concrete example. A dental clinic in Sydney has 200 leads come in from their website every month. Their receptionist follows up on maybe 60 of them. The other 140 go cold because nobody responded within the first few hours. That clinic is leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table every single month and they know it. You install an AI system that responds to every lead within 90 seconds automatically, books the appointment, sends the reminders, follows up on no-shows. The problem is solved before the dentist even knows a lead came in. That install cost the clinic $5,000 to $10,000 upfront, paid before you even do a single day of work. Not a retainer, not ongoing monthly fees, an install fee, cash upfront. Now let me run that through the 5 categories. Startup capital, low. You need an ad budget to find clients, a laptop, and access to the tool. You are looking at a few $100s to get your system live. Your first client's install fee covers everything and puts you in profit immediately. Scalability, high. Because you are not selling ongoing management, your time is not locked to your client count. You install the system, hand it over, and move to the next client. One person can realistically do $20,000 to $30,000 a month without a team. Fulfillment. This is where the model separates itself. You are installing a system, not running a service. The install has a clear beginning and end. You are not on the hook for results month after month. You set it up, it runs, and you get paid. Risk is low. You are not putting up capital to test products. You are not building software. You are not creating content for 18 months hoping an algorithm notices you. You run ads to find clients, a client pays you up front, and you install the system. The risk sits on the front end where you spend on ads, but your first closed client covers that and then some. Speed to first dollar. This is what gets people. Jason Nguyen was at the ATO making $4,000 a month. 2 weeks after launching his ads, he closed 2 clients at $5,000 each, $10,000 in one single fortnight. Jansen was a lifeguard on $2,000 a month. 3 weeks in, he closed 2 clients at $6,000 each, $12,000 in total. Chester had never sold anything in his life. First client in 12 days for $7,800. These are not outliers. These are people with no sales background, no tech background, no marketing background, who followed the same system and got paid before most business models would even have let them launch. Startup capital, low. Scalability, high. Fulfillment, clean and finite. Risk is low. Speed to first dollar, fast. Now here's the part I want you to actually think about. Why does this work in Australia specifically right now? Because the people selling AI systems at scale are almost all in the US targeting American businesses. The Australian market is open. Dental clinics, real estate agencies, med spas, fitness studios, skin clinics. These business owners know they have a problem. They do not know how to fix it. And they are not getting 50 cold DMs a week from agencies the way American businesses are. That gap will not stay open forever. Markets mature and competition comes in. The people who move now get the early mover advantage, the easy clients and the case studies that make everything easier later. The people who wait until it feels safe usually arrive when the margins are thin and the market is loud. Let me show you how this actually stacks up. Dropshipping. High capital, moderate scale, stressful fulfillment, high risk, and slow to profit. Content creation, low capital, high scale eventually, ongoing grind, algorithm dependent, very slow to income. SMMA, low capital, capped at scale, high fulfillment effort, medium risk, and moderate speed. Freelancing, zero capital, no scale, time for money ceiling, medium risk, fast but limited. AI agency, Low capital, high scale, clean fulfillment, low risk, and fastest path to real income. One model wins across every category that matters for someone starting in 2026 with no background and needing to see results within 90 days. I'm not going to tell you this is easy, because it's not. Jansen had a week of silence before his first lead came in. Chester was rebuilding his funnel at 11 p.m. because it was not good enough yet. Jason was adjusting his ad copy every day, watching his spend go up before his first call came through. What they all had was a system that actually works in this market, and the willingness to stay in it long enough for the system to do its job. If you want to understand what that system looks like, what the first 30 days actually involve, and whether this is the right fit for you, I've put together a free video that walks through all of it. Link is below, watch it, and if it makes sense for where you're at, there will be a next step at the end. I'll see you there.